Hello everyone, and welcome to Season 9, Episode 3 of the Otafest podcast. I am your host, Nancy, and I'm here with Jay and Angelo.
Hello!
It's me.
And it's the fall anime preview episode. But really quickly before we get into that, and some other really juicy announcements, get your weekend passes at the early bird price of $54. Please go to otafest.com for all the deets. And yes, that's $54 for the whole weekend.
That's a pretty good price.
Sure is.
Let's go. It's a lot better than buying them day by day.
Which is like 35.
I don't know why you would buy all three each day.
I don't know why anyone would do that, but hey, if you really gotta go every single day and you miss the weekend passes, I guess you just have to deal with the consequences.
Imagine if someone wanted to pay the price of the Angel Pass with none of the benefits.
Ow, Angelo.
I mean, if that's what they want to do, we'll take that support.
I mean, they would get 3 separate multicolored armbands. That would be cool.
That would be a cosplay in and of itself.
Yeah. Well, not armbands, wristbands.
Wristbands.
I knew what you meant.
But yeah, that would be a show of support in a way that we don't even really want you to support us in that
Please
way.
don't do that.
Makes
Just get the
sense.
weekend pass.
Yeah.
And spend the savings in the merch hall.
There's a reason why we remind you to get it so early every year.
We also have a mini announcement to make for our podcast. We will be having special guest hosts alongside me for the next couple of episodes. Other staff members have already sort of gone through a kind of like internal casting call that we do, and just to see if there's anyone interested. It doesn't mean that we're changing the entire composition of the show. It just means that...
Jay, I can't believe you're replacing us.
Yeah.
This is how Jay breaks up with his hosts.
It's true. I don't even tell them beforehand. I just made it up right now.
Like, damn.
No. It's like an old Yeller situation. They're my hosts. I'll do it.
Are you saying that I have rabies? I never.
So...
Oof.
But what it really does in future, it just lets us have a rotating cast a little bit more if we need it.
Yeah, and honestly, we have some fantastic staff, so
Only some.
You know, we want to showcase them.
It's true. So look forward to that. And again, that'll be the next couple of episodes. But in the meantime, it's bangers or disasters time.
Oh boy.
Autumn 2023 season previews.
Let's
gosh.
go.
All right, so the rule was basically you can only choose one type. It has to be a banger or a total disaster.
Yeah.
And we can only guess based on descriptions and like maybe even the trailer.
Art and the trailer, yeah.
If there is a trailer.
Yep. And the trailers are typically like a minute. So
Yeah,
good luck with
sometimes
that.
you're lucky if you get a 30-second
I
one.
mean, this first one has everything going for it.
Yeah,
Let's jump into it.
let's do it. Angelo, do the honors.
So we have Freiren, Beyond Journey's End by Madhouse, a fantasy, drama, adventure anime. The adventure is over, but life goes on for an elf mage just beginning to learn what living is all about. Elf mage Freiren and her courageous fellow adventurers have defeated the Demon King and brought peace to the land. But Freiren will long outlive the rest of her former party. How will she come to understand what life means for the people around her? Decades after their victory, the funeral of one of her friends confronts Freiren with her own near immortality. Freiren sets out to fulfill the last wishes of her comrades and find herself beginning a new adventure.
Yo, that's just so classic. I love stories about what happens after the story, like after the big adventure, after the big bad. What do you do after that?
It's wonderful.
I'm so excited.
And not gonna lie, this is something I've read the whole manga. I say
Oh,
that.
you
The manga's not done yet, but I've read what exists of it.
Oh, wow.
And as soon as this came out, as soon as it was announced, I've been excited. As soon as I saw Madhouse's name attached to it, I've been excited.
Yes.
And God almighty, as soon as I saw the trailer, I was jumping out of my seat.
That's pretty excited.
And
So-
then we got amazing news.
Uh-huh.
24 episodes,
It's pretty good.
plus
Is that amazing news?
4 early episodes. So episodes 1 through 4 aired last Friday. They were
I
amazing.
shouldn't say were they good because they're going to be like it's like I don't know. It's like the friggin' movie episode we watched.
Exactly.
I think
So-
that's where
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of too. The movie first episode.
If they're debuting a bigger show, I feel like they're starting to sort of do a kickoff release as opposed to just like a standard release. The same way that they're ending animes now with movies instead of, just standard anime episodes.
Depending on which stream release you watch, the 4 episodes are either all separated or merged into one. I know for certain that the Crunchyroll version of it is separated out into 4 episodes, but you can watch them all together. I think that each one on its own stands very well on its own, and I'm so happy. I am so... Oh, when a manga that you love gets a good adaptation, it just makes you all warm and fuzzy.
I will point out that you don't know if it's going to be a good adaptation. But
I've
you're
watched
hoping.
4 episodes so far. That's everything that I need to see to know that's good. I have given it the 3 episode plus 1 rule already, and I know
Wow.
where the story is going.
So I like the premise of the story. I like this idea that it's the post story of this being who has a longer lifespan or possibly an immortal lifespan have to suffer the loss of their loved ones over and over again, potentially if they kind of enter that cycle. It sort of reminds me almost of like Madoka and Homura's story and everything like that. I can see why you'd be like, knowing the content, I can see why you'd be happy about the standard like 20 plus episode season. I'm always more of the 13 episode like season myself, because it becomes more content rich typically. But if you believe in it, let's hope that it turns out well, because I don't want you to have to suffer a terrible adaptation, as we often see with any adaptation of any kind, really. So
I can already tell you more effort and work and love has been put into the 4 episodes that we've gotten so far than both seasons of Berserk 2016.
I pray that they didn't just fizzle out and put all that good effort in the first part of the show and then the rest of it just goes
Yeah.
downhill.
where they do the big nice kickoff and they're like,
Yeah.
ha ha ha, now we've got you, and now you'll just watch because you'll watch. Like, 'cause
I
you
trust
are a
Madhouse.
fan.
I trust
True.
Madhouse to
Madhouse
go
has a pretty good
absolutely
rep.
insane with what they've been handed so far. The only downside is, based on what we've seen in the trailer, they're probably adapting about half of what's available in the manga so far, and I really love where the second half of the manga goes. So we're never going to see a season 2 because this is Madhouse. And if we do see a season 2, the drop in quality is going to be like we've seen with Overlord.
Boy.
Hopefully that doesn't happen.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna do what I always do, where I just, if it's really good past the 3rd episode, I'm just gonna watch the whole season. And then after that, I'll form a proper opinion.
And then read the manga.
And oh no, Angelo really knows how to sink his claws into me.
You should just be like a anime promoter.
Yeah.
Imagine promoting anime, maybe on like a podcast or something. That'd be cool.
Imagine us being paid to do this.
No, I refuse.
Then we wouldn't be a volunteer-run operation.
Exactly. Shall we move on to the next one?
Yeah, let's do it.
So this one caught my eye. I selected it from the curated list that was available to us. It is called Undead Unluck. Does that make sense?
Undead Unluck.
Not gonna lie, it's a better than title than Undead Girl Murder Farce. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I won't let that anime live down that title because it's a good anime.
It is a weirdly named anime, to be fair. But yes, Undead Unluck.
Unluck.
Thank you. It's by David Production. I've never heard of David Production. I do
They
know
did
David.
all of the JoJo anime.
No, I'm just like, I know a David. I'm gonna attribute the entire anime to him.
Yep.
This is
I know some Davids.
Yeah,
Yep.
they're all in on it.
Yeah.
This is an action, comedy, sci-fi, and supernatural genre, and the synopsis reads as thus. All Fuko wants is a passionate romance, like the one in her favorite shoujo manga. Unfortunately, her unluck ability makes that impossible. But just as Fuko hits rock bottom, Andy sweeps her off her feet. Literally. Now she's become Andy's unwilling test subject as he works to find a way to trigger a stroke of unluck big enough to kill him for good. However, when the pair discovers a secret organization is hunting them, it puts Andy's burial plans on hold.
So is this Toy Story, Andy?
That's what I was thinking.
I don't know. I feel like that name is forever locked
absolutely.
to that media franchise.
You think so?
100%.
Because there's also Andy. Was it Andy in Cowboy Bebop?
No?
Oh shoot, am I remembering the wrong name? He was the dude who was like, "Oh, I'm so great, so great," and he just sort of accidentally is great all the time.
The other guy that literally dresses up like a cowboy.
Yeah, that
Oh,
that one.
that guy. Was he called Andy?
But I mean, no one
I think
likes
he was called
him.
Andy.
I mean, maybe. That is a side character from one from one
I mean, in
episode.
fairness, Andy from Toy Story is also a side character. His own.
From 4 of the largest movies ever produced.
Yes, but he is a side character.
Indeed.
Anyways, the trailer made me really like the art. The art style is kind of popping, has like a good color
I kind
palette.
of vibed with the trailer.
The animation quality is nice. The story is hard to necessarily glean from the trailer. There's a lot of gore. There are a lot of
Yes.
body parts.
Yes.
There's a lot of blades.
There's a lot of nudity, kind of just like vaguely hidden in places.
but it's like Ken doll nudity almost.
I mean, by that reasoning, Zom 100 has just as much nudity.
I suppose.
If you haven't watched later episodes, you wouldn't understand, but it does.
I think it reminds me of Kill la Kill somehow.
Yeah, very much. The camera angle, some of the animation, the over the topness of it all. Definitely not the bits with the gore. Like that's definitely more than what
Yes.
was in Kill la Kill. But there was definitely a lot of the over the top, unabashed nudity poses.
The characters were kind of like they had that sort of cheekiness about them. They're like, you know, like they could, you know, take on the boss or take on the situation.
It feels like some kind of unholy trinity, unholy amalgamation between Kill la Kill, My Hero Academia, and Akame ga Kill.
I don't know what's that.
Akame ga Kill. That's a series I haven't heard in a while.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, like it's hyper violent from what we can see. The character designs, like the way that they look, has a design language that made me think My Hero Academia, whereas nothing else going on the screen was making me think that. I looked it up beforehand. They have nothing to do with each other as far as I can tell. Great. But I don't know, I got that vibe. And yeah, the Kill la Kill camera angles. I'm definitely seeing that. I don't
Just
know, I'm
the
really
action.
interested in this. And David Production has given us some badass anime over the last decade. They have been basically behind the revival of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures as a franchise. They have brought parts 1 through 6 to life.
I mean, I'm looking forward to the first episode that I will definitely watch.
Unlike this next anime.
Oh boy. All right. This next anime is called Butareba, the story of a man turned into a pig. Yes, that's right. It's by Project Number 9 and is a comedy fantasy. An unappealing otaku awakens in the body of a pig after he passes out while eating raw pig liver. Pig finds himself in the company of Jess, an innocent girl who can read people's minds, and she accepts him despite his boorish thoughts, although she does plan to eat him. When Jess is in danger of succumbing to a dark destiny, can Pig save her using only his quick wits, wisdom, and refined sense of smell?
Let's go, Piggy Sakai!
I will point out that this trailer ends with a shot of him with his nose right up her skirt.
I got big dog isekai vibes from that trailer.
A little bit,
But
yeah.
I really hope it doesn't go the
It
way
was
that
less
Inukai-san's dog
It was
does.
less creepy.
It was less creepy looking. I mean, in the trailer, you never know. But, like,
Like Dog
Man,
Isekai's
really?
trailer was legitimately just a creeper. Like I don't like.
I don't think it had a trailer. I feel like if it had a trailer, we wouldn't have
No,
watched
I think it did have a trailer. I was pretty sure we
because
were.
we were very surprised.
No, I felt like we were pretty well aware of what was I remember it as we were pretty well aware of what we were about to watch for the preview episode. It doesn't matter. The point is, it's clearly true. Like that show was like just disgusting.
Actual
Yeah.
trash.
I really hope this is.
This one actually seems kind of neat. I'm here for the premise. I'm really questioning what person eats raw pig liver for real. Like
I don't
I'm
even
not
know
a
if that's a
liver eater
delicacy.
at all.
I don't like that.
I kind of refuse.
I can't even
Let's
tell
eat
you
it
if that's
raw.
a delicacy of some sort, but doesn't sound like something that's good.
But I'm not gonna lie. I literally put this in here because of how hard Jay railed on vending machine isekai last
That's
week.
because
It was a pretty brutal response. Like you could just sort of watch Jay in the Discord call just dying inside.
this. I think I could
Yes.
survive one episode of this.
Is that a pun right there? She expects him despite his boorish thoughts.
Yeah,
I didn't even
that's
catch
what I
that the
picked
first
up
3
on.
times.
The animation looks a lot better in this. The pig is cute. I will give them that.
The pig is
Pig looks
really-
adorable.
he looks
The
super
girl
cute.
is. They tried a little too hard, but didn't quite execute on Jess, I feel. Her design there's something about it that doesn't quite feel complete.
She
Is it
looks
that
generic.
Every time she looks at the MC, she wants to eat him. She's got the hunger in her eyes.
I don't know, she looks.
She wants that hog.
Maybe she just looks a little generic, like Jay was saying. I can't quite pinpoint
No,
what it is about
that's
her
fair.
design.
She
100%
she feels like some complete Mary Sue. Like she has nothing that really stands out except for the fact that she can read minds. But like nothing about her. She's like, oh, I'm just kind of this nice girl in the village, and I can read minds. Like that's great, fantastic.
Yep, apparently.
And that's how they build the premise of the show so that they can communicate, which I guess might be okay, but I really don't want it to be okay. I kind of just want it to be a better premise overall. But hey, somebody's going to watch it, and unfortunately it's going to be us, at least the first episode.
It's gonna be us. We're gonna watch it once at least. Well, one episode, not the whole thing once. Gosh,
Yes.
no.
Yes. Just one episode. That's all we really need.
But this next
Yeah,
one
agreed.
involving animal again, also a dog again, but seems much better in the premise because it is probably going to be wholesome. It's probably going to be a little funny.
This one's not an isekai.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be complete degen bullshit.
Yeah.
Yep.
This one is called Dog Signal by
Dog
by
signal.
Fugaku, and it's a slice of life. That's it. End of genre. Just slice of life. And it's just about a dog trainer whose job connects dogs and people. An indecisive young man, Miyu Samura, meets Shinichiro Niwa, a miracle working dog trainer, while walking the dog of his ex-girlfriend. The accidental encounter will greatly change Miyu's life. This is a story about the growth of a new dog trainer. That's
Let's
it.
go.
That's it. That's all we know. And as far as I can tell, this is Studio Fugaku's first thing ever.
We have very little to go off of here, which is really surprising because this anime airs in 22 days. It is a completely new anime studio, but I looked up the director. It is the same director who's worked on things like Spy Family. They've worked on some Gundam. They've been a storyboard artist on many fantastic anime. But we only really know the director. We don't know music. We don't know episode directors. We don't know really anything else. It is so hard to say how good this will be. And the key art is okay. It's kind of unique.
It looks like a manga cover.
It's basically got like, oh yeah, that is the manga cover. It's not even the anime.
No,
key
there
art.
isn't any.
There's no trailer, so we don't know what the animation might look like.
It's a mystery anime, but not in the sense of the genre. It is because we don't know anything about it other than by the art and the very short blurb. I don't love the art style, but that's just my preference. It could be a really fun show. There are some of my favorite shows. I absolutely hated the art style, and I still stuck with it because I like the story, even though the art style would sometimes bore me so much that I would fall asleep during it, but I'd be like, oh, but the story, I'll stick with it. It'll be fine.
What is an anime you love with the worst art style you can think of?
Oh, that's easy. And by easy, I mean I have to look up the title because I don't remember the title. It's been like 20 years.
For me, it would probably be an anime called Kemonozume. And it was an amazing anime. It was super good. It was really trippy. And it had one of the most hideous art styles that I can say I've ever seen in anime, to the point where it was unique because of that. And it felt visceral because of that. Like, when the art style of the anime is that far out there, it feels like it is different.
I found it.
Okay.
Saikano.
Saikano?
Yeah. So like in English, it's either My Girlfriend, the Ultimate Weapon, or She, the Ultimate Weapon.
I hated that anime.
Or The Last Love Song on This Little Planet. I really liked the overall premise, so I was good with like the story.
You thought that had a bad art style?
It is such a plain...
I thought the art style was the only thing that it had going for it.
It's such a plain art style, and the animation wasn't particularly good.
Like, I remember trying to watch that eons ago. Like you said, it's been a long time. The anime was 2002. I understand. It's been 21 years.
I want to be clear. It's not like one of my favorite shows ever, but it is like a show that I liked enough to push forward with the show, even though at times I feel like it almost put me to sleep. I just really don't like the art style. Like, I will post you like in the Discord. That's just kind of how it looks.
It is legitimately one of the first anime I ever watched that did put me to sleep.
Yeah.
And I remember this. I was in high school and I was trying to watch it. I think I saw some like the manga panels and I was like, oh, this is an anime? I want to watch this. I want to watch Saikano. And because of my really slow internet speed at the time, because of my shitty PC at the time, because of everything around it making it such a difficult thing to watch, when I did finally watch it and I was just bored out of my mind, I was like, holy cow. It has
Did you finish
poisoned. No.
Okay.
This is also like one of the first anime that I dropped.
It's definitely not a show for everyone, but I liked the theme about like essentially suffering through like the horrors of war. But I wouldn't watch it again. I can tell you that. And again, the art style it's very. I found the faces to be very inexpressive.
Okay. No, I can get. I don't know. Get with you there.
I'm just not enamored with it in any way, and that's how I feel about Dog Signal's art, which I don't love, but it still could be a really good show. Another really good show that I actually do love, and is probably one of my favorite slice of life, is like Honey and Clover, where I don't love the art style, I don't love the character design, but I just really liked how they told the story of kids in an art school, and I'm like, okay. So I don't know. I might really like Dog Signal.
Fair.
Oh, Honey and Clover looks cute. I haven't watched that one, but no, I remember seeing things from it, and it looks fine. It looks decent.
It's 50-50. It's definitely not.
Like,
it's a unique art style.
For art styles that really stand out to me, Kemonozume was really sketchy, very blocky, and it was kind of gory in a way.
Oh, yeah, dude. I've seen this. I haven't watched all of it, but I've seen it.
If you've watched Ping Pong, I believe that was the same
I have watched Ping Pong.
author or art director. I'm not sure. But it's a very similar art style as Ping Pong. And it's a very love it or hate it sort of art style. And for me, I hated it so much that I became obsessed with it.
Wow.
I just like, yeah, this is fucking hideous to look at. I have to watch every single episode. I'm at the edge of my seat. Like, it helps that it's an anime about a monster lady and a ninja man who are eloping together because it's like a forbidden marriage. It's actually a fantastic anime. It's really good.
I will take your word for that. I don't know what else to say to that.
But it is just...
Yeah.
When you have some time, maybe look up some art from it or some scenes from it. It takes a little bit. It takes understanding to really vibe with the art style.
I've seen other anime
Fair.
that has Kemonozume's similar art style.
Regardless, Dog Signal just seems like a really weird potential dark horse just throw in there. Like, I like slice of life anime. That's great. I have no idea.
Why?
Oh, what? Really? Why?
I get the feeling it's going to be a yaoi. I don't know, something about how the guy kept his
you know what?
ex-girlfriend's dog, and he meets another
That's fair.
dog trainer, and they start learning
But
to
it
be
also
dog
might
trainers
just be
together.
super wholesome.
Something about that screams yaoi to me.
Sure.
I mean,
why
just
not?
because it is yaoi doesn't mean it's not
Oh, it
wholesome.
could be. I hope it is.
I mean,
I hope
that's
it is.
true.
Wholesome anime with cute dogs. That would be
That's
great.
true. I guess I just don't really care for like very very
I
graphic
mean, Yuri on Ice was
yaoi.
pretty wholesome.
It feels no. But like if it's just like a really wholesome love story, like I'm okay with that. But if we're talking about like graphic yaoi, no.
Oh God, no.
No.
No, I understand. Yeah.
Anyway.
All right.
Yeah. No.
Oh boy.
Let's get over that subject with Overtake by Studio Troika, a sports anime. Haruka Asahina, a 16-year-old high school boy racing F4 cars while staying at Komakimoto's, an auto body shop in Shizuoka Prefecture. Komaki Motors is a family-run shop that regularly competes in F4, with the team comprised of owner Futoshi Komaki, who is also a mechanic, his daughter Mako Komaki, and now Haruka Asahina. Because this is a family-run business, they receive no support, usually from any major manufacturers. Haruka Asahina boldly
What did you think
confronts
of the
the top
trailer?
teams head-on to get the attention of the revered companies
It
in hopes
seems
of making it to the podium
generic.
himself. It seems interesting, but when we watch the trailer, all the car stuff looked
Double
garbage.
asbestos.
It
As
did not
in
look
as
good.
in
I would put it at about double asbestos.
the car graphics. Okay, so in the
Yes,
trailer,
yes. If you double the
vehicles
effort that it took
and
to make Cestus, I think that's what
really
the
just
car
like
graphics
the
look
vehicles
like.
anytime they're on screen, they look kind of like mid 2000s cell shaded 3D, but not before they actually refined it. Not even. Like it just they look a little bit like unrefined cell shading, like back
PS2
in the very
graphics.
early days of it, and it just doesn't look
PS2
very good,
graphics.
especially for a high motion graphic.
Honestly, I am not at all interested in this anime, usually because I am not here for sports anime. The one thing that made
the wrong
this
anime. We
anime
already
catch my
covered that.
eye is that very briefly, when I was a young warthog, I was on a racing team. So I used to be on the Jones Group Racing ARCA team. And ARCA is very much like NASCAR, but think of like one step down. Not as big money, same sort of cars, same sort of tracks. It is pretty damn cool. It is really awesome. It is a lot of fun. And when I say that I was on the team briefly, I mean for one race. But my dad, on the other hand, he was the fuel man on the team to the point where he had the whole fireproof suit. He would lift up these giant, like 200-pound tanks of gas over his shoulder, jam them into the car, and just like drain them out in a couple seconds. He had welded up his own like cart to pull the fuel around the track and everything. Like, it was really cool. And I was thinking about the race group when I read this description. And apparently, Jones, the guy who owned the group,
So cool. So cool.
combined it with another race group, and now Frankie Muniz is their driver. So I am 1 degree of separation
Which
from
caused
Malcolm
you to
in the
go
middle,
look it all up.
and I had no
Man.
idea about that until I read
Cool.
this anime description, and that is just crazy. Yeah. The car that I was a tire catcher for is now being driven by Malcolm in the Middle.
Probably way more than that.
Which is a lie. They've definitely replaced the car at least 2 or 3 times since then. But no, the car gets about 2 or 3 years of life out of it. And so it's been about 20 years.
Yeah, you said
Oh,
you.
no.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Angelo, but time.
So the car's probably been
Time,
changed
she
out
is-
4 to 5 times by now. And I mean, there were 2 cars to begin with. There's probably like 4
But
cars
you're
now.
still part of the same group. That's good.
So Frankie Muniz
That's good.
isn't driving the car that I caught the tires off of in Ohio.
Wheel catcher, tire catcher.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Anyway,
So in a way, I am Frankie Muniz's
I
tire
don't
catcher.
see
Fair.
myself needing to watch this anime.
we get one. We get one. That's it. We get one.
No, we need to watch this anime now because it's on the list. I'm not exactly interested in the anime itself. I just got pulled down memory lane because of it. And you know what? That's worth it. That's good enough. I appreciate
Like,
that.
I actually have some interest in F1 racing, but it's waned for a long time. I don't care about it that much. But this,
I've actually never
everything-
heard of F4.
like, Formula racing, for people who don't know, is basically you have standards that you have to meet, and everything below F1. like there-
F4
F2
is fictional?
exists, for example. I don't think F4 actually exists, or maybe it does, and it's a very low level that I'm super not aware of. Because at some point, like, you know, my point about that is, if you could have F in the front and there are an infinite combination of numbers, you could go down. So I don't want to believe that there's like an F350,007. But
So what you're saying is you're pressing Alt F4
I
on
am.
Overtake.
I don't think this is a show has a lot of value in it. Just from the trailer that we watched, it seems so generic. Like, there's just
Yeah, it's like I can race by myself.
he literally said, like, I don't need anybody else.
100%.
I'm the winner.
100%.
Yeah, basically.
Do you think we're going to get a car crash in the first episode?
God, I hope so. It's the only way I can see this show redeeming its storyline, is that there's going to be some tragedy right near the beginning. Because everything else was just like, you need your team to win, and also technique and money. And it's like, yeah. Although right now in the state of actual F1, it's basically just, you need a good team and you need good money. The driver, arguably replaceable at this point. We'll just get AI to start driving the cars, man.
Oh, ChatGPT, take the wheel.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Not ChatGPT behind the
yes,
wheel.
ChatGPT behind the wheel. But yeah, I think out of all of these shows that we've critiqued, even the Butareba one, I have a feeling Overtake is going to be the most painful to watch when it comes down to it.
Really? Normally, I would say, no, I want to disagree with you. I really do want to disagree with you because Troika is capable of making amazing anime. Amazing looking, at least. Amazing looking anime. They made Aldnoah Zero, for an example, and that anime looked fantastic. It had a dog shit story. It was really bad, but the music was fantastic and it looked great. And I can't remember the last time that a Troika anime really grabbed my attention, so it's been about 10 years. Oh.
Look, at some point, we as a group went from let's try to find all the good ones this season to, well, I guess we're finding the good
This
and the
season
bad.
is special because
And
there's so
Yeah,
many
there were. It was actually
sequels.
kind of hard to pick ones that weren't sequels.
As a rule, we
That's
don't
one
cover
rule we
sequels
won't break.
because it already exists. Why? Sometimes I'm like, oh, but these are some good sequels that you should pay attention to. Nah, not this time.
Sequels have sequel energy, which means you've probably already heard about it. You've probably already watched it. You don't need to know more about it.
And some of the sequels that we're getting this season. Oh no, I'm starting to talk about them. This is bad.
Oh,
The season
boy.
2 of Shield Hero sucked.
No.
Hopefully season
Back up.
3 is good.
Stop.
No,
Goblin
no,
Slayer
we don't
2.
do that. Not on this show.
Goblin Slayer is one of those things where it's like really great the first time and then it just keeps doing the same thing every
How
arc
about
after
this?
that.
How about this? How about this? What do you think is the show that you'll like the most that you haven't seen already? So you can't say, so Angelo can't say Freiren.
Well, you're already like, well, other than the best show, what is the best show?
You don't know that that's the best show.
Well, I'm thinking that it's going to be Undead Unluck if I can't say that it's going to be Freiren.
Okay.
But it's going to be Freiren.
I can deal with that.
What do you choose, Nancy?
Best from the list? Probably fair. Like, that was the first one I latched onto, and Angelo beat me to adding it to the list. So, that's my pick.
I've been looking forward to this for like half a year.
Yo, this better not bite me in the butt, like when I said, Cestus looks cool.
No, this actually looks fantastic.
Please don't bite me in the butt.
I will say for art style, I will like Undead Unluck more, but I think there's real potential in the story of Freiren, so it'll be hard to say. Based on the first episode, though, just the first episode, it might be much harder to discern what might be like better, or my personal preference.
Freiren's first episode is really strong.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm the elf simp here. I'm
What a
simping for our
surprise.
elf girl.
Like you
Again.
did, like you didn't do it for Edomai Elf.
Yeah, that's true. Edomai
I
Elf
did.
was...
And that anime was cute.
No,
You guys didn't like it, but I
It
thought it
had
was
some
I-
cute moments. It had some cute moments.
had
I
some
agree.
cute
But
moments.
it
It wasn't
wasn't
a good show.
overall cute.
and it wasn't necessarily a good show. It was pretty predictable too, and some really weird product placement all over the time, like Red Bull.
Oh, you never even got to the Amazon product
And
placement.
I
It
don't
was
want
Amazon
to.
stuff.
or to the
I don't need
or,
to.
or to the vaguely covered up Gunpla product placements where instead of Gundams it was frogs with tank features.
I'm good.
What?
frogs.
Oh no.
You didn't get to the Tokyo
no.
Tower product placement.
Oh no.
That's okay. I'll enjoy the Tokyo Tower product placement when I'm in Tokyo. So don't
Which
worry about it.
is soon, TM.
But in the meantime, I think we can wrap up this episode.
Yeah, looking
Very
forward
fair.
to
Very
looking
fair.
forward to seeing if we're wrong or right.
Only wrong, never.
I
Right.
think we're all correct.
It's always funny when you're wrong, though. You're just like, this is not how I thought this would go.
Imagine if we were completely backwards and Dog Signal and Overtake were
You
anime
know what
of the
I
season.
think?
I'd be okay with that.
I just want like a suffer-o-meter.
A sufferometer.
Yeah.
Do we need to start ranking things?
cry-
A
Like we can
sufferometer.
rank their first episodes by
cryometer.
like number of tiers out of 5.
God.
I know Jay was just at his limit
just
with the
like-
vending machine one.
You know,
So we can create the
Oh,
X-armometer where an X-armometer reading of 1 is watching X-arm. An X-armometer reading of 0 is having a good time.
not
Just
suffering.
being entertained. And so any decimal between those, like Cestus would have been a 0.7 on
Yeah,
the X-armometer.
fair.
Vending machine anime would have been a 1.1 because it was competently made well enough that you had to
Yeah.
watch the whole episode.
I wanted to skip. I was willing to skip easily. I remember, like I told you, I checked twice to see how
You
much
checked the time
was left.
twice. I saw you. I saw you. You were like, how much time is left?
How was there only 10 minutes in? Anyway.
Slowest 10
I'm
minutes
good.
ever.
This hour
Yeah.
has 22 minutes.
No
All
more.
right.
No more sad memories. Only bad previews. Goodbye now.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye.